Hi all. Right, on to the very important turn 16. We need 11 victory points if we're going to carry on after this turn. Anything in the mid-tide, this isn't quite so relevant, but anything in mid-tide will all get washed away, I'm afraid. So this is the only vulnerable unit we've got. But the end of the last turn, it looked positive. We're quite confident we can get things. However, the last two events we've had, pretty sure it was the last two, I don't think there was one in between, and they were both reinforcements. Now, if we were to get another reinforcement, I'm not 100% sure, but it may cause trouble. I'm just looking over the map there again, you know. It was late last night, I finished, this is this evening, the following evening, so just try to catch up. But I know we left things in a good state, but I still was wary about a bad event spoiling things. So anyway, let's just move on and we'll see how we get on. And also our catastrophic loss limit has sat pretty steady, hasn't it? I mean, it went really quick here. We had actually 6 at one point. I remember we got that one-step unit back with the event. So, but we've not lost another one anyway. And over in the east, took us a while before we lost our first one. So, yeah, all good. Right. Okay, so we've got one unit. We decided to have a go at landing this unit. So let's see how we get on with this. I think there's only, well, no, there's a couple of results we could get here, because I did say you could losing a step for this guy wasn't quite so much a problem as the last guys, because they only had one step. So, but yeah, I made that blunder. Well, you'll notice the turn before that it was from turn 15 onwards that the landing table changed, and there's no drift anymore for any artillery or anti-aircraft, anti-tank units. There's either a delayed, place 3 turns ahead, delayed until the June the 7th, removed from play, which is the B result, no effect is C, and lose one step is D. So it's really C and D we want, and like I think I've noticed before, D does seem to be a bit rare to get. So C, however, is generally there. So if we get the circle on the C, that's a result. We really don't want a B. Okay, well, let's go and see what we're getting, Grant. Right, let's yeah, just pause in there just to think. That's where I'm at. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, here we go. We've got mines, that shouldn't be an issue. What letter have we got? We've got a B. Come on. Yeah, we were all nicely cleared the mines as well. Well, the B result is unfortunately the one that we didn't want out of the whole 4 of them, which is delayed until June the 7th, removed from play. Oh, he's gone. Oh, that was rather sad. Yeah, well, right then, okay. Now, we've got a big bunch of, let's land in these, yeah, it doesn't really matter. We've got a big bunch of units to come in, and for a while now I've been thinking, well, I really need to set these guys up, because are we going to actually move into turn 17 and waste all that time placing the units, and but I'm much more confident now that we can do this. And well, the thing is, you've really got to set them up before you move on to the next phase, or you're maybe seeing some information that you shouldn't. I did manage to boob with that one once within the game up to now, but I mean, it didn't feel like it caused any trouble, but you know, it was done out of sequence. So all these things, all these little small things bother me. They might not bother some of the rest of you, but they do tend to niggle at me a bit. Okay, so right, well, it's mostly actually the bulk of the units are in the west, the 29th units, which it seems. So we've only got what's the 18th? 18th. What are these divisions or what? I'm not very good with this either. Divisions, battalions, companies. I'm not sure. I should probably know these things better, you know. Try to play these war games, try and get some of it. One of the games I really like, Fields of Fire. Loved it. I mean, yeah, it's a brilliant game. It's just the rules are a mess, and unfortunately they brought out the second one, Field of Fire 2, and I got that. Just, you know, that was bought right away when it was coming out. It was pre-ordered because I think it's a great game. The rules didn't change at all. It was pretty much the same rule book, you know, just with some of the additions that were added. So, to be honest, I've not even punched them out. It's still kind of like, I've opened the box, but I thought, But since did I go back and try Fields of Fire 1? Might have done. But I do. It's a brilliant game. I'd love to do a recording of that one day as well. I was waiting in the hope that they're meant to be trying to fix all the rules, and you know, GMT have got that thing going now with the solo side of things. I can't remember what it's called, but they'll try to fix it all and that. I think it's going to take far too long, so I might just have to dive back into it when I feel. Anyway, what are we talking about that for? Well, reason being, it's all about command and going down the hierarchy. Is that hierarchy of the units? You know, when you go down, you company command. What is it? CO and XO, and then platoon leaders, and then sergeants, and all that. Yeah, I was understanding that a little bit. But every war game you pick up, it's at a different kind of level, isn't it? Like a different scale, like battalion scale, and I get all muddled up with him. I really don't know. When, you know, if you told me, oh, this was at battalion scale or company scale, or I would be like, yeah, okay, that's just not keyed up on it. Right, Grant. Nobody's really want to hear what you know about units and right, so these can go in any Beach Landing box, and you can have two in each. You can have two in a box. So where are we going to put these? Indeed, where are we going to put these? Well, we know that red's not been touched yet, and by the way, now the infantry do not check for landing hazards, but however they check for mine strikes. So we do have, however, two hexes along here that are clear. So we could possibly land units into these two hexes. And this one's, well, actually I say this one's nicer, but blue's not occupied. However, I'm saying that's one of the positions that could reoccupy, because we've no units anywhere near it. And if it was to get that action, then we might see something pop back up there. Because I'm not, well, saying I'm not in a rush to go along there. I think we do need to come along here. I think, you know, we need to start heading along here, and we need to have a bit of a force going up this way, I think. You know, we've got the force here and we've got a force there, but we need to have some stuff across here. So, oops, that's went out of focus. Is that better? Right, must have been my hand in the way. So yeah, we might bring some of that across, and to join these other units that I'm talking about landing. do we keep them all together? I mean, they're not going to be near the HQ, that's the thing. Well, the HQ is eventually going to base itself. That's another thing we should have looked at, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, just try and get a quick idea of this. 18.1, establishing a command post. An HQ unit may convert to a CP, a command post, in any hex that is not in the potential field of fire or any German position. Right, so it's the same as the engineer base thing. So, and it can be any hex, is it? Yeah. So let's just have a look at the hex that this unit's in right now. Well, it wouldn't be allowed right now, and that is because it's in the field of fire of purple, and purple's it is a potential field of fire. You know, because it then goes on to say if a German occupied position or an unoccupied position in German communication. German communication, if I remember rightly, you just trace any number of hexes from there. It couldn't go through this hex because we've got control of this hex, right? And likewise, it couldn't go down here, but I wouldn't want it. It could go in here and it could go away up that way. I need to look again. I don't know if it can go through the draws. It can't go down the beach hexes, I know that. And maybe not pavilion hexes either. I'd need to double check that. But however, this hex could trace communication. Yeah. So to establish a command post, flip an HQ unit to its CP side during the US engineer and HQ phase, and place a matching command range marker in the first space of the command range track. Doing this is not considered an action. That's without a drink. Anyway, okay. So actually something there just to think about to finish this turn. So I'm maybe glad that I just had a little look, because that's probably not a horrible spot to build the HQ. I think. Some of you might be shaking your head saying, nah, Grant, that's not a good spot at all. I mean, yeah, you probably want to be a wee bit further in, so that, because it starts spreading out, you know. The range goes starts off at 1. You get 1 for 2 turns, then you get 2 for 2 turns. You know what? Rather than me spell it out, there's the boxes there. So it goes in there to start with, and then next turn. And is that not the one you've got an option, or is it the engineer one? Or am I thinking of something else? Oh, I'll look into that anyway. But it can go right up to 4. So looking at that, if we place the HQ here, then eventually it could have a range 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away. So it could command something in this hex here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, it could command something away up here. There's probably some restrictions to fields of fire and whatever. But anyway, that's the general gist of that. But obviously getting up to 4 that's a lot of turns. But the quicker you can establish the HQ, the better. Now we do get another HQ on either side as well, don't we? So that tends to make you think, well, shouldn't you have 1 on this half and then 1 over on this half maybe? I suppose where that guy is now isn't that bad. Well, you know what? I think this is turn 16. I think I might try and position the units so that the HQ can actually convert immediately. Now, into a command post. Now, I hope that sounds like the best idea to me. It feels like it does get a moving, because that's what I want to do with I also want to put a unit in here. That's right, I moved these units down because I'm going to put a unit in here and a unit in here, because I want all these hexes occupied so I can immediately build an engineer base in this hex here. No, sorry, not that hex. It has to be a beach hex. So, yeah, this hex here, I think. And do that right away. So I'd like to be able to do that with the HQ as well. I would think it makes more sense to get on turn, turn 17 right away. Let's just do it. Now, I'm not going to be able to put the other engineer here, because there's no point putting them both beside the same draw. You want them, there's 4 of them, so you've got 2 draws in one sector and 2 draws in the other. So that's where you want the engineer base. However, we need to work on this one to be able to clear it. And the same over the other side, we're maybe not even ready for... we could maybe organise ourselves to get ready for this one, but certainly not the other one. So I might also have a look at that. What we need there again is both brown would need to be occupied and orange. I'm not quite sure that's doable, because we've only got this one turn. Could we put the general down in there? I don't think he counts as occupying though, does he? Okay, right, we're getting kind of sidetracked here, Grant, aren't we? Yeah, I suppose it was just to find out how the HQ situation is going to go. I'm not really sure what to do here. You know, the other part of me thinks you want to bring the HQ back to pick up these units that are, to pick up the units that were just about to land, you know, in turn 17 and get them moving, but they're going to have to. Oh, the one thing is we get an extra action, don't we? I think we get 3 actions each on either side come the extended game, but well, the Germans get a lot of things that they get up to a lot of mischief. I do remember that. Okay, so what to do then? Okay, that was kind of my thinking. Have the range infantry. Is it clever to chuck him right in though? Maybe not. You know, I thought him landing in here. I don't want them landing in the same hex, but these are both clear hexes, and then these 2 guys, okay, they would be landing together, but that would be fine because they're not in a dangerous hex. Unless, of course, that blue position does reoccupy right away. And then we've got to spend actions on these guys, that's the thing. So, the other thing is, if they were together, we could spend 1 action to attack with them both, but kind of a bit risky that. I don't know if I should put that range guy along there actually. I think I should maybe do something like this. Man, yeah. I think so. And we're just, we might not, depending on the amount of actions you've got. Well, the general's got a big group of units, and so's the HQ. So none of them need actions. Our other units that are wanting off the beach are going to have to wait, because straight away the sorry, I think we went out of focus there again. The engineer base doesn't have a range to start with, so the first turn you get a 0, so it doesn't clear anything. So it's not until the next turn, which would be turn 18, that we get one of the hexes available. And then these units could move. It's this hex here that we're planning on. So then some of them, 2 of the units could move into here. But again, you're needing an action to do these things. So, you know, whether the general could swing by a little bit and help out there, maybe. They could possibly get across to this hex or this hex, maybe. Okay, you're thinking way ahead of yourself, Grant. Let's just think where we're putting these infantry units and then get on with turn 16. because it still might not make it to 17. It's still possible. Right, well, we go with that. If you go with that, you're really wanting 2 actions. These will be 2 actions when we land to attack. And although that unit's got depth, he's got oh yeah, and here's the other thing, we've got that tank across there in position to barrage red. That was maybe good thinking after all then. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. I really don't know what a good strategy here is. Some of you are probably slapping your head right now saying, no, you should have them closer to the general or the HQ, maybe. I don't know. I just feel like we need to do something with red. You know, and these guys, if these guys come in here, then they can work their way up a bit, hopefully. Maybe together until they hit a... if they hit this hex right away, though, they don't want to be in that hex together. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Yeah, right, there's much more to think about on the other side. You'll be glad to hear, thinking, there's 21 minutes going and Grant's still can't make his mind up regarding what he's doing with these units. Right, there's loads here. Right, we've got 2 range, so this must be 2... Oh no, they're all from the 115. But... You know what, go see, it must tell you something in the book. Oh, well, okay, we should have known that there are 2 divisions, because we should know that one. We've got the 1st Division and the 29th Division, so they're divisions. Does it not? Yeah, designation. The military designation of the unit identifies the unit's formation and parent formations, included primarily for historical interest. Okay. I guess I'd need to look elsewhere, maybe in the wee booklet that comes with it, or read my book. So if these are divisions, I don't know, well they're all from the same division, they're all lettered, you know, they're all different letters, and then this is from like first company and second company, or maybe the company's the letter. Right, okay. Sorry, I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess of that. I should probably try to give some information as to how it works. I don't know. Okay, so what we're going to do with all these, I've not got a clue. Right, and then the general... Oh, well, our HQ's handily waiting by here for these guys to come on board. So that's good. Yeah, we still need to be careful about where we're putting them. Right, so, well, I figured these are all... Let's see, I don't know if it... Could this be 2nd Battalion, or... Maybe? Oh, no, that's maybe the battalion, 115. Oh, stop trying to just make it up yourself, Grant. Right, I'm going to keep these guys together anyway. They're all from the 2 in the middle, So, and there's these ones from the 1. From the 1st, whatever. So I figure I'll keep these 2 on their own, because these are going to land in sporadic, which isn't awful, but I don't want to stack 2 together, because it's going to be easier for them hit. And I say sporadic, it's the purple we're worried about, obviously. And I thought the range one up here, because then if he makes his first move in here, he's within range of this. So that seems like a good idea. And then I put the other 2 full strength units landing in here, which is in red and green, so not so much a concern. Although we do have green unoccupied, so again, the worry of that reoccupy. So, and I don't know, I mean, should I put the other guys just over, heading up towards the general, or should I be putting more in? Well, they're all going to nicely land. Well, I say actually nicely land. Maybe these ones won't. if I move the HQ. Do I really need to push on with that though? I don't think I do. I'm probably better waiting on these infantry units landing. I know I've got 2 units in there, but yeah, that could be a bit messy. I might move things on. I know there's slight risks there with some of that stuff, just to make the room for the infantry coming in. Oh, I don't know. Hang on. I kind of feel like we need a bit more over this side, so I'm wondering about splitting this company or whatever it is up and having 2 more units down here and just putting 2 up there, because we're not bad supported up there. I know, maybe that's another. Actually, yeah, Martin made the comment. He did point out, he says, I'm sure you'll eventually remember, but that bluff, you can actually attack down that bluff, which I eventually realised. It took me a while. But yeah, he made a comment about that. But thanks for bringing it up anyway, Martin, because I might not have clicked it. He also said that maybe not a well-known fact, but the colours of the heroes actually match the division that they were from. He says, so it's sacrilege, I think was the words he used, for me to have a 1st Division hero on a 29th, within a 29th Division unit. I didn't know that at all. I never even noticed that they're slightly different. You know, there's slightly 2 shades of green. So the heroes are there to match that, but I never noticed that. I just randomly pick the heroes out the box, to be honest. Okay, anyway, well, good to know though, Martin. I'll keep that in mind for my future game, because that isn't very nice, putting heroes in the wrong bit. Possibly could offend somebody that, you know, that knows somebody with ancestry to these guys that were, you know, if they were heroes, they must have done something extraordinarily, so over and above what the rest of the guys done. Right, okay, let me pause and just decide here. Okay, I think I might go like that, and then it's a kind of cop-out, because I'm like, right, they're all together and I can make my decision once they land. Maybe not the worst thought. So these 2 units, one will land in here, another one will land in here. Again, not, you know, they can land together and not have to worry about fire hexes. They're in, you know, concentrated fire. Again, if this happens to reoccupy, these guys would be in the green one. But and then once I get them up into these 2 hexes, well, there's the wee slope that we could go up that way. So I'll definitely send 2 of the units that way. But I might now. Should it be the other range unit that we bring? Yeah, I mean, there is a range unit up here. We've still got a full strength ranged infantry up there. This means that we would have 2 over in this area, but probably better having the 2 beside the HQ rather than the general. Right, anyway, so, and then once they land there, we can decide if they might want to creep along this way. We've got bluffs to have to go over if they do that way. Or we could send them up the slope and then in that way. Probably going to be trying to keep them beside the HQ and get free movement, so. Right, anyway. 30 minutes gone, Grant, and you're only putting out units in the beach landing boxes. I did think that would take a little bit of time, admittedly. Like I say, I hope it matters, because I hope we get to turn 17 to actually land them. Now, oh, yeah, no, that's good. It's good. There's no issues with mines there as well. I was taking that into consideration too. There's a sky landing here. This is a clear hex, and it's clear all the way. So, and yeah, I didn't attempt. No, well, Just looking along here. Should I be trying to land somebody? Well, hang on, we're landing at the high, yeah. He would be going across mind, so that could be a downer. But he's going to land there, right up adjacent to that. Can't attack that because that's a cliff. Then he's going to have to move into there to get the attack. I think the safer bet is, once we've got something else in range, bring this guy down, and hopefully he survives in this hex one turn to, well, even maybe more than that, so he can initiate an attack on this unit, and then afterwards on this unit, and hopefully get some range support. Okay, right, we're going to leave it at that. That's fine. Right, so 30 minutes gone, and we've got that. So we're on to the event. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to take a pause here, right at this exciting moment on drawing the event card. So I'm going to have to come back this evening to that. Hopefully I get back to do that. So I might just actually cut this video just in case time-wise. So I know there's not an awful lot happened there. Me rabbiting on about things that I don't know really was mainly part of this episode. Anyway, right, so the event card is probably huge. Again, I've not studied if it was reinforcement. Is that the worst thing we could get? I want to say probably. I feel like we might be able to survive it though, even if it isn't a reinforcement event. But both the last two were horrible, so you know, maybe not. Okay, right, I'll be back soon anyway, guys. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, we're about ready to draw the event card for turn 16. Very important part, this. Could be crucial to any more involvement in the game, I suppose. But I've not looked back in the last 30 minutes, but I almost thought I'm going to scrap it and do it again. And the only information that we got was the landing of that unit, which didn't quite land and went elsewhere. So I would have kept the card. It's not that I was trying to manipulate any of that. It's just I felt I made a really shoddy job of I mean, I think I did explain to you that I don't really know the breakdown of how the units, battalions, divisions and companies and all that work. But just felt a bit hashy, and I thought, well, why not go and look at it a little bit, Grant, and try and work it out. And you know what? I forgot already. So I went and looked up stuff. So we've got... right, hang on a sec. Okay, so looking down at these guys, just to try and, let's see. I did think maybe why not record it all again, but then I thought, well, I've placed these units in the boxes, and as long as it's not terrible, and hopefully I can give a better explanation just now, and this can be tagged along. So yeah, so here's the breakdown. So these are the 29th Division across this side. So, and then we've got company, battalion, and then regiment. That's what it is, I think. So this one here is G Company of the 2nd Battalion of the 115th Regiment. Right, maybe I should zoom in a little bit more. So G Company, 2nd Battalion, 115th Regiment. Hopefully I've got that right. Now, yeah, I did. There was a bit, because I was trying to read. I meant to bring my book up actually, but then trying to find it in the book might have been difficult. But just wanted to. There was something right. Hang on till I find what I'm looking for. Yeah. So just as an example, well, I'm looking. This is the wee booklet that comes. Their Greatest Day from Disaster to Victory on Omaha Beach, and it says it's by John Butterfield, so I'm assuming he put it together I think a lot of information he got was from that book, but I'm sure he looked, there was probably multiple sources that he used, so I'm not going to just state that one. This is about the 6:30 AM actual landing, which was the very, well, it was the first landing in the infantry. I think the tanks landed first. But it was just to get an idea of the amount of men, and it says A company of 116th Infantry was 190 men. So, just going with that, I don't know if they varied or not, but just to give an idea of how many men this represents, I suppose. Yeah. So, yeah, just to sort of, and I don't know, I was going to look at how many was in the tanks and that as well. If I'd only read all that book first, you know what though, my mind's a sieve. So, we've got it, eh? What did I say? Company, battalion, regiment. What was it? Yeah, I think so. Right, let's hope that that's some kind of better explanation of it. I'm sure it was just before, I'm sure people were going to post and tell me how it was all broken down and whatever. But I mean, it does quite interest me, all that, and that's the reason that I got the book, to find out a bit more about it and whatever. But I suppose maybe anybody that is tuning in is just wanting to see the gameplay and see how it works, and that's what we're here for as well, really, aren't we? We're trying to play a game here, and you know, I did start getting you can start getting a bit deep when you talk about heroes that are, you know, sacrifice themselves for things, and units that, you know, I'm calling them cannon fodder, and we're also attritioning steps away, which is like, you know, it's kind of horrific. But yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole, Grant. Okay, so yeah, well, hopefully we can keep that part going, because I then thought, well, it was 30 minutes. I know it was 30 minutes, pretty much nothing, but when I looked here and I'd placed the units in the beach landing box, I thought, I'm going to have to take them away and then put them back and go through it all again. So, 2 or 3 comments just to talk about. I almost missed your one. John Brown had posted. It was added on. I don't know. It was one of the comments. I didn't notice it. Sometimes you don't get the notifications coming up. Yeah. Don't forget the dreaded double FL flanking, where the unit and depth both have flanking on them. In that case, you need attackers on 3 adjacent hexes. Yeah, I did read that one out, so maybe the time you mentioned it, John, I hadn't maybe talked about that, but that was one that I had, I was aware of and I knew about, and then I'm pretty sure I talked about it later. We've not seen it yet, admittedly, but yeah, you've got to be wary about it. And then Martin had mentioned a couple of things. Just remember that from turn 16 and on, you probably don't want the Germans to be able to trace communication to, from, any captured WM positions. He says you opened up a line of communication from 9:12 to 9:11 and away after you left WN62 south empty. Yeah, I mean, John Brown brought this up earlier as well, and you know, I appreciate your comments on this, guys, and yeah, I need to look at that. But I think just the last couple of turns were more like 11 victory points. That was like, but maybe they're looking at the situation saying, "Ah, you've got that, you're fine," and you need to watch your back, basically, because they're going to start coming back. So, yeah, we did talk about that, and I'm going to have to look at communication again. So, what was Martin talking about? You opened a line of communication from 0912 to 0911. I think that's here. So that's going in there. So you must actually be able to trace into that draw. Like I say, I do need to look at this. Now, bear in mind, I think we're going to be okay in this situation because my intention is to occupy both these hexes because, I'll zoom in there a bit. As I already spoke about, I want to set up the engineers on this draw right away. And, yeah, something just clicked there. I've got a feeling the engineers won't be able to clear hexes that have probably got a field of fire or a German unit field of fire in it. So that could be about as far as we get until we take care of that blue position. Again, I'm just thinking that that's how it is, so I could have that wrong. These are all things I need to look at now. To be honest, the extended game is going to bring, again, assuming we get there, we're close, but it's going to bring a lot of new things in that I'm going to have to look up on and brush up on. And in actual fact, the basic game there rules, there's quite a few things I got caught up on. I mean, I've not made major mistakes. Couple of guys went over the shingle, but we got away with catching them in time where they didn't do anything. But yeah, just to carry on some of the other comments. And this is part 21, which I think is the latest one that I've got up there. And I've got at 10 minutes. Yes, you're being silly, Grant, from Martin, and he links the rule. And you know what? I'm not sure. I replied to him. I said I'm not sure I've even read that rule, but that can't be true. I must have done. 8.23, and it's when it sounded a bit daft, and it was about heroes, weapons, wild cards, adding extra strength. 8.23, heroes and weapons. When a unit with a hero attacks from an adjacent hex. Now, from an adjacent hex is quite important, but the hero provides a weapon, wild card. The hero may stand in for any one weapon requirement of your choice, and here's the big bit, after all German weapon requirements are revealed. So it's there in black and white, and I've just been making up stories about it not being in the rule book. But there you go. It carries on, a hero cannot stand in for the flanking requirement. Kind of makes sense. It's not really a weapon, flanking, it's more a manoeuvre, so makes sense. A hero can increase your attack strength by 1 instead of providing a weapon wildcard at your option. So again, that's all within the, let's flip the unit up, let's look at it, let's now decide I'm going to have machine guns, or I'm going to have 1 extra strength, or I'm going to have artillery. And you can't say I'm going to have flanking, because that doesn't work. And it says, this benefit is not cumulative. If more than one hero is involved in an attack, you may only name 1 wildcard weapon. Okay, so you've got 2 heroes, you can't pick 2 different weapons, right? Right, that last one. This benefit is not cumulative. You could just say there and stop there and say, right, you don't need to hear anymore, Grant, you can only do it once. If you had 2 heroes, could you add a weapon and add 1 strength? This benefit is not cumulative. Come on, Grant, it says it there. This benefit is not cumulative. It's just that the following sentence says, if more than 1 hero is involved in an attack, you may only name 1 wild card weapon. It doesn't talk about the strength there. Okay. Maybe I'm being silly again. Right, anyway, thanks Martin for letting me know that I'm being silly. Right, what have I done? Hang on. Yeah, found it. Yeah, and Martin brings up two other really good comments. This one, again, it was one of the ones that rang a bell when he said it, but it's really good, and I mean, it's in the rule book. It must be, he's linked to 2.21, which I will find. Does it mention it in there, Martin? Hang on. Of course it does. It's funny how the rules, some of the rules just at the very beginning of the book are ones that you just like, I don't know, you just, yeah, okay, it's telling me about this, it's telling me about that, and then you just don't pay any attention to them. But this is really good. And he says, should have mentioned it earlier, but it's good to remember that units with white symbols only control their own hex. Those with black symbols also control adjacent hexes. Okay, and so what we're talking about there is, well, you know what, there's lots of black stuff on that side. There's quite a bit more of the white symbols over this side. Just to let you see, this infantry here, it's 2 steps, it's got a black triangle. This artillery, it's not armoured, so it's got a white circle. Again, this is a white triangle, so it only controls the hex it occupies. Now, however, this is armoured, so it's got a black circle, so it controls all the hexes round about it and the hex it's in. Whereas this one's not armoured, it's a white triangle. Simple, eh? Simple but brilliant. He links the rule, it's 2.21, and yeah, it's under target symbol, a selector used to randomly determine which US units are hit by German fire, or are subject of an event or other game function. And it says a black target symbol indicates the unit can control adjacent hexes. A unit with a white target symbol controls only the hex it occupies. So yeah, yeah, that's well brought up, Martin. Now he links the time to this, but I didn't go and look at it. But he has says, remember that you can't control positions on higher ground unless the US unit is also on higher ground. So this is a really good point, and I never really took it into consideration. So I'm going to have a quick look at where he was talking about there. Yeah, okay, I see where the point he was talking about, and it's because I discussed it. This is not happening anymore anyway. These hexes were empty. You know, all these nasty reinforcements that appeared. But I talk about possibly bringing this ranged unit down here into the draw. Now he's going down the slope into the draw here. All these hexes are on the higher ground though, so that's an easy catch out, that one. Ooh, did you link that rule, Martin? No. I don't think he did. Where are we? 12.11, he has, right, because I'd like to see that, how it's worded. Right, 12.11, a US unit in a beach, pavilion, or draw hex does not control adjacent hexes on the high ground. However, the reverse is not true. Right, it doesn't say however there. It says the reverse is not true. A US unit on the high ground capable of controlling adjacent hexes controls adjacent beach, pavilion, and draw hexes. Well, that's pretty huge. And oops, don't know things about it. That's pretty huge. You're going to have to watch that one. So, basically, what that's saying is we're on the high ground there. We're a 3-step unit. We're controlling, right, forget everything that's round about. I just mean that the unit itself. We're controlling all these hexes in this draw that are below us. However, if we're down here, we are controlling this because it's in the draw. This. We are not controlling these on the higher ground. So that's pretty important. And yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up as well, Martin, because I'm going to have to watch all these. These are the ones that could catch you out quite easily, I think. Yeah, because I was so, yeah, in actual fact, here's one here right now. Oh dear, right. That's trouble, is it not? Is that not trouble? I think it is. Well, I suppose we could bring. I don't know what are we doing with this. Yeah, it's just I'm looking at the orange position here, because my intention had been. This is all tank stuff which can't come into here. So I think my intention had been to move this guy in here, thinking I was controlling this hex, which is adjacent. This is a strange kind of rule, because I mean, nothing's been mentioned about, yeah, and it does kind of like make that sound a bit odd, because, and nobody's mentioned that, so I don't think, if I had an HQ in here, he could still be controlling a unit above this bluff, couldn't he? Nobody's said that. I've been under that assumption, and I'm not reading that anywhere, or I've not read it anywhere, so I'm assuming that's okay. I think that would have came up in some comments by now if it was not allowed. However, a unit in here is means I'm not controlling this hex, and I think that was what I was thinking. So, I can't remember what's happening in here just yet, but that would mean I need to bring one of these units back into this hex to control this. So I'll need to be wary of that. In fact, just while we're there, what is in here? BZBR. Oh, don't tell me we're getting the bazooka from the ranged guy, were we? We were. Oh well, hold on though. We don't need range across here, do we? BZBR, BZ. Yeah, both these can attack that and take it out. That's fine. And because he's up on the higher ground, he control. Well, we've got this. You've got this guy down here. It's this hex here though. So this range infantry and one of these units can attack this. And by the way, we've still got to get past the fire phase yet. If we need this guy, this might not happen, this removal of this guy. Anyway, we need to bring one of these units back in here to control that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, blue could fire. The good thing is, oh no, that's not a good thing. This isn't done and dusted, is it? Because if blue, if I get a blue triangle, this guy's disrupted, and one of these are disrupted, and oh, hang on, BZ and BR. Oh, look at that. Look at that, BZ and BR, because we'd be able to pick which one would be disrupted because they're both the same. So we pick this guy, and this guy's okay. So I think we're getting away with that one. God, I'm away somewhere else, am I? We were going to play an event. I think it's just I was talking about the comments, yeah. Right, let's just play the game. We'll get to there, Grant. We'll get to there. Okay, right. Thanks for your comments, Martin. And yeah, I know I was being silly. Okay. Right, okay, let's not worry about any of the... Well, let's keep the comments in mind, because some of them are quite important regarding control. So we need to look at that higher ground thing. because I could then say, well, as I did there, right, I've got that one controlled. No, you've no ground. You're on the low ground. You can't control the high ground. Right, it's a bit of a shame. I don't know if I've got the time to like finish all this. What time is it? Right, it is pretty late, but I want to draw this event card at least, and then yeah, hopefully we can do the event card in the fire phase, and maybe just have a look about. Okay, right. We don't want. Well, I don't think we want reinforcements again, because we're getting the last two cards have been reinforcements. I think we're due something good, eh? Right, here we go. Here we go, and we're on turn 16, remember? So, what we got? No, you're kidding me on. Oh, dear me. Why can't it be this one? Or this one? Not the middle one. B, D, and E. There was one I was really worried about. I can't remember where it was. Ooh, E kind of rings a bell. No, maybe not. Where's B about? Well, B's maybe not a problem. Ay. Okay. There's going to be no reinforcements left at this rate. We're not even on to the extended game. Right, so B, D, and E. Right, so I'm going to bring 3 divisional units down. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep them in the order that I drew them. So we've got B, D, and E. And then they'll each get, you know, there's only 2 more units left in the box now, after we place these. That seems ridiculous. I don't think I've had that before. I mean, that just seems extreme, but I don't know. Hopefully that means, I don't know, some of the lettered actions that are going to appear. Well, you know what, Grant? We need to get there yet. Right, B. I'm looking for B, which is up here somewhere. So I think that's out of the way. Yeah, all the B's are way up here in this area. So there's nothing within 2, let alone adjacent. So we're going to look at B1, which is here. So we're getting mobile depth. So B1 takes a mobile depth marker and a reinforcement. Then we're looking for D. This is in the middle here. Let's see, we're looking for D1, but is that there? Yeah, it is. So D1, yeah, that was nasty. Yeah, just swinging around there. There's D4, but this is E across here, so I don't think there is one within 2. And D2's back here. Yeah, I think they've done all the damage anyway, so it's maybe not such, well, it's not a good event, but what I mean is it's maybe not causing any immediate grief to what we're trying to achieve. Yeah, I think it's going to be D2, isn't it? This one here, because there's nothing within 2. So another mobile depth marker there. Right, so D2. Yeah, we found D1, didn't we? Yeah, that was the blue one, yeah. So D2, he takes that one. And then finally E, and that, for some reason, that was something that, but I had a glance there and I don't really see any great issues unless I missed something. Again, I think they've all, this could be an E, yeah, this was an E1, E4, as it into here. Oh no, it's not. E4 as within 2. Sorry, have I got that on? Yeah, I do. I moved down a little bit. E4 is within 2, and the rest of the E positions go further inland up here. So I'm pretty sure that's a 1. This was E1, E3 up here, E2. Yeah, so E4 is the next one in line. Yeah, no, that's okay, really. It's not, I mean, it's not firing into there, which, yeah, could have been an issue because we've got a chance of taking this out and gaining a point for that. So, again, we need a building depth. Sorry, a mobile depth. For E4 and the unit. Okay, it maybe wasn't as bad. I think, like I say, they've done all the damage already, and that's 3 reinforcement events on the trot, and it's been 3 reinforcement positions, because I think sometimes you only get 2. Again, might be making that one up though. Maybe it's always 3. I mean, it's maybe the depth markers. Sometimes you get 1, sometimes you get 2. Okay, well, I don't think that has affected anything. So let's move on to the fire phase and see how bad that gets. Right, everything looks kind of clean and sorted across here. It all looks kind of like we know what we're doing. So I'm not sure what we don't want and what we do want. So let's just draw a card. Well, actually, just glanced there as I drew that card. I think we didn't want red. Let's look in here. Again, actually, I'm saying it's not relevant, but there you go. The red fires into there. So I suppose if we were able to have had a go at this guy, and it's a circle. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So double orange, red hitting armour, and brown. Red fires a lot across this side, doesn't it, as well? And it's only just affected this position, but if you recall, these guys have just been mashing things up. Well, to be honest, I've not had an awful lot to go and hit, but they spent that much time, that artillery unit in the other sector. And we've got brown, no, yeah, because we were good. In fact, yeah, we got rid of brown there, and we've just taken over brown up there, haven't we? So, no artillery. Look at the events on that. GI initiative, conduct 1 extra action this turn. No, don't look at it, Grant. Don't look at it. It was never there. Okay, so double orange is a nothing, and there is this double orange position over there. We looked at that before. It's not reaching across here. So then we go red, and yeah, I'll work myself left to right, if you like, east to west. So he's going to go for that guy. They're both unsteady, aren't they? Yeah. So he's going to hit this guy, and the worst part is he's disrupted. So that kind of screws it all up, really. And that's a shame. Because we would have had a go at that, but not now. Not now. We can't. Yeah, we just need to accept that. And it's a disruption, you know. If it wasn't disrupting it, I would have 8 strength still. I would have a go, but you know, right. Anyway, so he only fires once. He only gets one shot, so that's a good part, I suppose. Right, and then we do have this double red position along there, but I think we've moved. Actually, it's hitting armour. Don't tell me. We've got a triangle. Okay. Because he is hitting into this sporadic fire, and he was hitting armor. He's got the armor symbol, so, but not the right shape. So yeah, that's it. So nothing there, and then brown. I just noticed he's got this. This was a new one, was it? Double brown up there, but there's nothing round about ham. And then the other 2 spots, we took this out, and then we already occupy this, so yeah. Yeah, to be honest, that wasn't really good. Wasn't very good, was it? Yeah. Red was not what we wanted. I suppose, is orange coming there? No, even orange doesn't come in there. Well, double orange fire, but that's a single orange. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right. Okay. Right, let's look for fire in the west then. See how. Yeah, I've got a feeling there's definitely something I don't want across here, but you know what? I'm just going to draw the card first. I'll put it in the middle there, just so we can see it. Maybe not in the great best spot, but just so we get a look at things. Double red, purple, double blue. Yeah, blue. Diamond. It's okay. We're good. It was it was triangle, wasn't it? I remember the last time I drew the card and I thought, don't make it a triangle, and it was a triangle, and then it was green or blue. I was worried about it, green or blue weren't on the card. So I think that's good. Right, let's just look through it. Double red, that's a single red. This position's taken. There's a double red up here. I don't think he's in the field. He's sitting nice and safe. So nothing doing with red. Single purple hitting diamonds. Right, this could be. Is there any other purple about here? Does it go into here? No, it does not. Yeah, this is the new one that just got placed, and I checked here, didn't I? Because I was concerned about that, but that's good. It's okay. Blue doesn't reach here, does it? No, good, right. Okay, so I get the feeling this could be the only bad bit down here from purple. This purple can fire 4 times. We looked at that. That's okay. That's a triangle. That's okay. Doesn't reach here, so it's just this hex. Do we have any diamonds in here? Oh, do you know? Right. It's not. That's not. I mean, it's just a disruption, so it's not. Yeah, this infantry is landing, and nah, you know what? We'll deal with that. So he's taking a disruption. Right, remind him, put that guy back, Grant. He's taking a disruption there. That guy's still there, and the HQ's there. Yeah, there's no other diamonds. Okay, well that wasn't terrible. We came up with that. And well, there's purple over here, but it's not doing anything. And then, like we said, this new purple doesn't reach anything as well, thankfully. So finally, double blue. Well, let's just look down here, but he's not doing anything as well. Yeah, he doesn't come all the way along here. Well, we've already done the purple along there anyway, so that's not hitting anything. And right, so the big worry was this guy, and he is firing into here. This is sporadic. This is a triangle. We are good. He is firing into here. Both of these are triangles. We are good. Yeah, we got lucky again. We got lucky again. Excellent. So I think our plan should be able to, we should be able to take this, and also move a unit back down into here to control this. Because I don't think generals don't control hexes. I'm sure we looked at that last time, yeah, because he can be captured. So that was a result. Okay. I think actually everything's went well there. I would say that the only bummer was that guy getting disrupted along there. But I'm not so sure that was part of our plans to have to take this unit, you know, because we don't know nothing about it. I don't think that was in our plans. Okay, so right, just turn that round. So that's fine. Oh, and no artillery on either side. All good there. Right. Right, we don't. The event card, yeah, it doesn't kick in until next turn. We draw an extra event card. Need to remember that one though when it happens. But there's a few other things that kick in, so hopefully it should trigger. Right, clear any hexes. Orange no, red yes, brown no. So again, red fired. Red just keeps seeing me firing. Although they're having a party up there, they just must have the foot on the automatic fire button or something. Red. Yeah, it's not until along there, and we've got everything cleared, so we're not clearing nothing there. Over this side, shut that card away. What we got red, which didn't fire, blue did, and purple. No, so it was just blue. Right, you know what? That card's in a bad place now, Grant. So it was just blue. That fired. So blue comes along here. So yeah, in actual fact, we could grab this. And I'm looking at it's just on the edge of the camera here. This is the only other hex, but red had fired from the other side, so we couldn't clear that one. I think we can clear that one. So yeah, so we'll just move that to there. Yep. Okay, so this is why I didn't really want to start recording when I came up the stair, because now we're at the bit to see what's going to happen, and I feel like it's kind of late and probably shouldn't start it. Right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut the video here, because that's quite a stretch anyway. Yeah, what I might do is, because I've got a bit already. Have I got a bit already? Yeah, because I yacked on a bit, didn't I? Yeah, and it was placing the units, and so we've got quite a section there already. So I'll probably just cut it here, and that'll be that part. and then the next part will be hopefully the two action phases either side, up until the end, and then we find out if we can actually move that turn marker into the turn 17 box. Okay, guys, and I'm not sure if that'll happen tonight or it might have to wait till tomorrow morning, but I will decide soon. Okay, cheers.